This is what I'm trying to say to people. You guys got to start to learn how to handle stops. A basic, simple stop. A servant is stopping the public. A public servant is stopping the public. They are now ordering you around. How could they order you around? It's backwards. My maid can't come into my house and order me to do things for her while she's sitting around watching TV. She can't do that. She can't order me to do something.
But Karl, why don't you answer his question? How would you handle it yourself?
I don't handle what?
If you're going into the courthouse, like when we went with John to the courthouse.
Why does he go to the courthouse only to hold my court? Why is he holding court? Or is he going into somebody else's court?
Going into someone else's court. I didn't have a claim. They had a claim against.
Then they make the rules. Then they make the rules.
Okay.
They tell you with the costume party, you come in a costume.
That's a good answer.
They tell you it's formal dress, it's formal dress. They say wear a three-piece suit and a tie, you come in a three-piece suit and a tie, not a jogging suit.
Okay, so if it's their court, then we can't, if they say you can bring your phone in, then you can bring your phone in.
Can't do anything.
All right.
You're their slave. You're their bitch. There's not an effing thing you can do. You take whatever they give you. You're called a defendant, right? You're not an offender. You're not on the attack. You're defense. All you can do is curl up in a ball and take a beating and hope they get so tired of beating you, their hands get tired and they stop and they walk away and they go beat up somebody else a while. You're not prosecuting. You're not hunting them. You're not pursuing them. You're not the offense. You're the defense. You curl up in a ball and you take a beating. That's what defendants do.
So the idea would to be bringing in my own claim in order to move the court.
Yeah, but if you move your court, you can't move their court. You can only move your court. Why do you think that poor barrister in England, when I kicked his fucking ass with Bali, he's like, how the fuck did this happen? This was my court. I said, you didn't see that claim before the court? Yeah, I did. It was like 8 words. He was like, it was ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The only problem is the judge didn't think it was so freaking ridiculous, did he? Yeah, because I turned it into my court. Yeah, you won your court, dude. They were all found effing guilty. Bali and the other two, they were found guilty of terrorism, communicating threats, stalking, putting forged commercial paper into the polar from a trust, and harassment. They were guilty. I told them when we saw this, they're guilty. Their persons are guilty. All these 3 persons are guilty of everything this barrister's saying. The prosecutor's saying they're damn right they're guilty. Why? Because this barrister, he's a very learned man. I'm sure he studied very hard and very intensely in school. I'm sure he finished at the top of his class. He seems like a smart man to me. I'm sure he wouldn't be wasting this public resources and his court's valuable time on allegations or charges that weren't true. Absolutely, they're guilty. So what? This is a common law land. I don't give an F.
Did they do any wrong?
No man is going to come forward and say they've done anything wrong.
I tried that. They ignored it in court.
Good they ignored it. Fine, they ignored it. Because honestly, they didn't believe that you knew what you were doing because you didn't have a claim in front of them like I did. The very first thing I walked in, I told, why do you think I did out-of-hours filing? Why do you think we did a whole show on it? Why do you think a whole 1 page of my website is just how to file after hours? Because Bali got there too late, and I said to him, we have to have a claim on that judge's desk. The first thing, 9 o'clock in the morning. I told you it was very important that we get here at least the day before. It's Thursday the 12th. We got Friday the 13th. We got up here in court. How the hell are we going to pull this off? We have to have this thing filed. I am not walking into that court at 10 o'clock in the morning without a claim on file. I'm not doing it because we're going to lose. But for a claim, make sure it was on file and it was recorded, and there you go. The judge recognized it as a proper claim. So I said, well, we're all here. The barrister's here. The person that's done Bali wrong, the man is here. He's the cop. He's here. Let's hold the claim the same time we're holding the complaint. And the poor barrister motherfucker just thought it was a joke. He didn't say, no, I object because we got 21 days to read and interpret this claim. Yeah, the only problem is only 8 words long. How much time do you effing need? You really need 21 days? Did you or did you not trespass? Yes or no?
At
You
what
really need
point?
21 days to come up with an answer to that?
At
If
what
he
point?
tried to object to it, I would have said this is ridiculous. 21 days for what? Did that man walk on a trespass upon that land or not? Did that man jump over the fence or not? The cops like, of course I jumped over the fence. How do you think I got the photos? Well, there you go. My claim stands true. He trespassed. And that man's claim stands true. Yes, they're harassers. Yes, they communicated threat. Yes, they're terrorists. Yes, they put forged commercial paper into the Paterson Trust. Yes, so what? Until you guys start understanding the simple, basic shit, it's unfucking believable. There's nothing to this.
Yes, Karl, but
You
we need
want to bring the recorder in for what? They're accurate. They're correct. They're right. Charge me whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. That's what I told Polly when we sat down there, because the only thing he told me is that he was charged with harassment, and all of a sudden he gets hit with these other 4 charges while we're sitting there in the trial, in the middle of the trial.
Yeah.
When were you guys going to tell me this stuff? When? I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because you know what? They can put 3,872 more charges on here, and it's still going to be the same outcome. I don't give a shit. But terrorism, hey, that's a cute one. Let's do this. And I don't even know where the hell even start to research something called putting a forged commercial paper putting forged commercial paper into the public from a trust. I don't even know where to start researching that ridiculous charge. So you know what? Freak it. We'll accept all the effing charges. Oh, but by the way, you're going to have to discharge these. I forgot. Why? Because we're in a common law land. That's right. Sorry. We would have loved to take, yeah, well, you know what? You're going to have to discharge. Why? Because they haven't done anything wrong. They're idiots. They're not part of the legal society. Sorry. They're outsiders. They're strangers. They're idiots. Literally idiots in Greek. Idiots, outsiders, strangers. They're not party society. They didn't subscribe. They're not subscribers. They did not subscribe. You cannot impose upon them because they're not a member of your little club. Honestly, look at them. They're brown. You're white. You really wouldn't want them in your club anyway. Trust me. These guys open carry swords. These guys aren't people you want to be hanging out with. Lots of fun. This stuff is so effing simple and scary. Just accept every damn thing they do. Who cares? Does anybody come to David on file saying that there's a claim? No. Well, then there's my claim. My claim is the cop actually stopped me and wasted my valuable time on a charge on he claims is something wrong. I haven't done a damn thing wrong. There's no affidavit on file from any man or woman. This man just stopped me. Why? Because I was speeding. Yeah, speeding according to who? I was taking my property from here to there at the speed that I thought was necessary and proper for me to function. Anybody got a problem with that? File an affidavit. I don't see an affidavit. So you know what? Discharge this matter. This is ridiculous. You're wasting everybody's time. But it's how you carry your ass off in court. They see me, they hear me, they say, fuck, this guy knows his shit, I ain't going to fuck with this guy. They're going to leave me alone.
Okay,
so if I got to teach the judge, and a couple of judges, the first judge in England was fantastic. He knew exactly what I was effing doing. The second judge, I had to slowly teach a little bit. On a scale of 100, he was like an 85. I had to slowly get him on board to understand what the fuck I was doing. The first judge in England, he was like, I was like, holy shit, we were hitting 8 cylinders, both of us together. So it was fun dancing with that guy. That guy knew exactly the dance. He knew exactly the tune I was calling. It was fucking fantastic.
Karl, hold on. So to make it clear, now you're saying you say this, you say that, but you only say that if you file the claim into that case, right?
Right, I got nothing to say until I got paper, pen, and ink. Until I got paper, pen, and ink in front of me, I don't say shit. I don't say shit until I put something in writing.
So you did it in writing. All right, yeah, that was my question.
Right. They want to drag me into that court. It's like, what's going on here? Oh, well, we want to know how you plead. Plead of what? Plead of this. It's like, I need paper, pen, and ink. What? I need to plead properly. Can we leave a court with paper, pen, and ink so I can properly record this answer so there's no misconstrued? Nothing will be misconstrued. So exactly what I say will go into the record. So that way, if I needed to appeal something, or if you're somebody above you, maybe you don't understand what I'm doing, somebody above you will definitely tell you, hey, you know what? You got to back off on this guy. I need to record it in writing, and I need it for you, head clerk, judge, to put it, make sure it gets into the record. You start doing shit like that, they realize you ain't playing. They realize you know exactly what the fuck you're doing.
So in regards to the claim,
you start running, I'm crazy, I got rights. I got rights. The Constitution says you start saying that shit, they'll just run you over like a freight train, which they should.
Carl, in regards to the claim about the trespass, at what point is it too late to file a claim into the record?
It's never too late to file a claim.
Okay.
Well, the only time it's too late is when they're all done and everything's over.
But you don't like counterclaims.
The man.
But you don't like counterclaims, though.
The man. There is no effing counterclaim because they're not claiming anything on you, buddy. They're filing a counterclaim. No, there is no counterclaim. Look, if you're sloppy, I'm not going to talk. Look, dude, it's a complaint they file against you, not a claim. You want to file a counterclaim?
I wasn't challenging you on it. I wasn't challenging you on it. I was making a statement that you don't like counterclaims. You don't believe you or Greg don't do to counterclaims. But here, I got a quick question if I can. So when they're making their so-called complaint and you're making a cross claim under a claim of cognizance.
No. Claim of what? Claim of cognizance?
Right.
You know what claim of cognizance is? Dude, you don't have no effing clue. Stop using that effing word. If you know what a claim of cognizance, what does a claim of cognizance mean? What's cognizance?
The definition that you provided on your website, it says to move a court from their court to your court.
Yeah.
Is that not what it is?
And then when you move it to your court, dude, the ball's in your court. You're the king. Okay?
Right. You asked me to define it, and I gave it to you based on the definition you provided on your page.
Dude, you're the king. Okay? You're the king. You're a king. The only problem with you being a king, you're a 90-pound weakling, and you got 3,000 knights surrounding you with swords. And that's the other side. Now, what do, King? You got it in your court. Now, what are you going to do to these guys?
You press the record on your claim.
Okay.
Right?
Now, what are you going? How are you going to conduct court?
You're going to summons them to your court, like you have your Lentz court. You're going to summons them in their individual capacity to your court.
Right. You're the king. You got the court. The ball's on you. What do you do next?
Other than what I just said, what do you do next?
How do you run court? How do you run the court? If you're playing basketball, how do you run the court? You want the king? You want to play the court? You want to be the court? How do you move court?
You run the rules of your court.
How do you get those other people to abide by your rules when you're a 98-pound weakling?
Wait, I'm trying to answer your question the way I'm thinking you're going to be answering because you just started shouting and yelling and cussing. I hadn't seen you done that before. So anyway.
Because I'm effing tired, dude. That's why I didn't do this show last week because I'm effing tired of this. This is nonsense. You guys are using claim of cognizance and you don't even know how to hold a court. You don't know how to move a court. You don't know the first aspect of a effing court, and you want to throw a claim of cognizance down there.
Okay. So we'll do it this way. We make the two simple claims to whatever they're doing, they're trespassing, they're violating our rights. We make exhibits to attach it to that.
They don't violate your rights. Violate means to actually like stick your dick in something and shove it in. Nobody stuck anything in you.
Okay, so
they could have interfered, dude. They could interfere with your right to go from point A to point B, but they don't violate you unless they actually penetrate you. Did you get penetrated?
Okay. All right.
Dude, see, this is why I get tired of doing my shows. Because I get so worked up because when I hear this sloppy talk from the other side, I say, what the hell am I doing? How many thousands of times have I said violate on my past shows? Why aren't you guys listening to my past shows?
Actually, I've listened to quite a few of them. And you're right. You talk about the fact of, our right to be exclusive to our own property. I was just
saying violate. When you start saying violate your right and you claim you're the king, and you're holding your court, they realize you ain't got an effing clue. You ain't no effing king. You're the effing pretender, and all the knights are going to draw their swords and slit you into about 3,000 pieces because you're a fake king. You want to play king, you better know exactly what the hell you're doing. And you're lucky that it's the 21st, 20th century. You're lucky. You're lucky you're not trying to play king in the 15th century and you see what happened to you. You better know what you're doing. You better know when you're holding court. You're lucky that these guys are very forgiving nowadays. You want to play that you're in control, that you know what you're doing, that you're a man? Oh, good luck. And then you use silly shit like violating your rights? Oh, that's special.
Well, actually,
you're going to realize you ain't got an effing clue.
Okay, all right, wait, Carl. So actually what I was doing was I was taking from the position from the defendants in their realm. I was switching over to when we're processing our claim against them. Remember I said complaint versus the claim. So when you were shouting, you threw me off for a second. Okay, that's cool. But I was talking about what normal defendants do when they're arguing the rights of violation of property. Violation. Sorry about that, violation of rights. So yes, when we come in and process our claim and we press the record on our claim, when we invoke our jurisdiction for our court, then that's what I was speaking of. But then you start flying and cussing and going crazy and mad. I know you're going to get that mad about it. I mean,
you're effing lucky, man. I just don't want to cut this effing show down, man. I don't know how to explain this to you. What I get so tired of hearing people, look, you got 10,000 free videos, man, on YouTube for that Craig Lynch guy. And then I hear you guys making these silly mistakes, and I'm like, look, man, I'm a very, 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 very busy man. I'm beyond fucking busy. This is so silly, it's ridiculous. If you guys can't dedicate your time, your energy, and your effort to study this stuff, why the hell should I?
What makes you think we don't? I mean, if I said you have...
Okay, look, Vital keeps talking to me all the time, and all he's saying, I don't want to put my shoes on that rug.
I heard what he said, but...
Okay, and you're saying violating your rights. It's like, okay, who sucked a dick in you? So when you stand, say I'm the judge, say I'm the effing judge, and you're standing in front of me and saying somebody violated your rights. It's like, oh, really? And I guess you suffer too, huh, because of that? And you say, yeah, I do. I say, get the hell out of my courthouse. You don't know what the word suffer means. You don't know what violate your rights. Get the hell out of my courthouse. I ain't got time for this nonsense. Get a real man up here. Give me somebody worth talking to. So, oh, boo-hoo, I bash you on the radio. What do you think they're going to do to you when you get into an open courtroom? They're going to make mincemeat out of you. You better know the game. You better play by the rules. It's like walking into a boxing match with Muhammad Ali. Oh, I'm going to be a defendant. Oh, who are you going against? Oh, Muhammad Ali. Oh,
well, we already know.
You mean the boss?
We already know we're not going to win.
But that's what I'm saying. You're going to go up against the Bar Society. You've been people who've been doing this 200, 300, 400 years. You're going up against these guys. And what are you going with? Oh, the violation of rights and you're suffering? Oh, boo-hoo.
Okay.
They're going to clobber you.
I mean, I understand that you don't believe in rights violations, this, that, the other, but, like, I've heard we spoke, other people on previous talks.
Dude, it's not that I don't believe. Dude, it's not that I don't believe in violation of rights. 99% of the people in the United States, let's say 100% of the people, everybody but me, believes there's something called violation of rights. That's your problem. Or that's my problem. I don't give a damn what you believe, and I don't give a damn if you believe what I believe. All I know is what they believe. And when you're walking into their courts and you using this nonsense, violation of rights, or you say something about the Constitution or precedent or case law, they're going to laugh at you. They're laughing at. They're like, man, I'm going to clobber this guy. This guy's got no effing clue. You say more than 10, 12 words, you're screwed. You say any more, hey, man, has somebody got a claim? Somebody makes a claim of a trespass. Have I done something wrong? No, then I wish to be let alone. They better be short and sweet. Nothing about, he violated my rights. He didn't give me my Miranda rights, man. And he wrote it on a piece of paper he did when he didn't. I don't give a effing clue about Miranda. Who the hell is Miranda?
Right, that's what the last guy said. But if I know two people personally who have been successful with a Title 42 case, right, does that mean the whole thing is bogus?
Lovely. I have no civil rights. Technically, me, Karl Lentz, I have no civil rights. They were for freed black slaves. They were not meant for me. I don't have civil rights. I don't want civil rights, and I don't claim them. I don't I don't want somebody to tell me what I have and what I don't have. I'll tell you what I have. Why? Because God told me what I got, not some civil authority. I know what I've got. If you know people who win civil rights, God bless them all. I hope 100% of people who file civil rights claim win them all. I don't care. I don't want civil rights. I don't want somebody to define my rights. I don't want somebody to tell me what I got I don't got. I'll tell you what I got, and I'll tell you what I don't got.
I'm not challenging you on it, Karl, whatsoever. I only made mention of it because the error that was made when I was talking about pressing the claim on the other side versus violation of rights, which was those two particular wins, was successful. Hey, sometimes you're going to get a dummy judge that just fall off. I mean, sometimes, even when people were doing HOBs back in the day, it depends on who just fell on. I definitely understand what you're saying. I definitely understand the simplicity of what you're saying. And I understand you getting upset after all the 1,000 shows you've done. Hell, I just listened to your talk show number 188. But what you cannot say is that other people don't study. You cannot say that. You cannot. You can suggest it, but you can't flat out say it'll be wrong. If I text you, if I emailed you all my transcripts that I've done for you on you, you'll be fucking surprised. Somebody said that they had 170-some pages on you, and they reduced it to 77. I can quote all your stories. I got your stories transcribed. But who are you to say that I haven't studied? You can't say that. You can suggest you can get upset about it, but you can't say it.
Well, that's good.
Okay, can I say something else on that? The other thing we have to remember is that people learn at different levels. There's people coming in at different levels. Some have been listening to this for a long time. Some, have been for a few weeks. And some have different education levels. So we have to be careful how we're getting the word across.
Because there's a guy named Patrick in Chicago. There's a man named Patrick in Chicago, and if he's listening right now, he'll tell you. He was I did this to him about 6 months ago. He was so pissed at me when he got off the show. He was fuming, he said. He went back and listened to the old recording, and he listened to it time after time. He's like, and then I finally met him in Chicago, and he said, God bless you. He says, I was so pissed at you at the end of that show because you jumped my shit. He says, but when I listened to it for the next week or two, I realized that you were doing it for my own damn good. You were making me really fucking knuckle down. That's right. I was beating you down to make you fucking stronger. That's right.
No, and that's good. And that's
no, this is what I do. I don't cupcake and hug people. I beat them down and I make them stronger. You're going to get older and you're going to get wiser. Or you're going to go be a cream puff and go walk away somewhere. I don't give a damn if you like this. It's like when my dad, if he fucking beat me down. He wasn't there for a popularity contest. He was there to make a man out of me. So this guy Patrick in Chicago, when I met this man, Patrick in Chicago, he was like, I really fucking hated your ass after you just beat my ass on the radio show. He said, but you know what? I thank you. Thank you for doing that to me, Carl. I said, yeah, not a problem. You kind of understand the method to my madness? He's like, yeah, fully.
Well, and we appreciate the chest tapping, but we don't want you to cancel the show. You know what I'm saying? Because other people might call in with a newer situation and something might come up to help somebody else that's listening on the other end. One thing for sure, two things for certain, you damn sure can listen to one of your episodes this once. I listened to the hell out of the one that you beat the hell out of Gordon Hall when he kept going back and forth with you. I didn't like Gordon Hall from the begin with. You know what I'm saying? So that was episode 1. That's 24 minutes.
There's a message to my madness because even Gus, if he's on the radio right now, he'll tell you. He'll say, Carl, man, you were beating the hell out of this guy, but you didn't cover up your microphone very good, and you started to laugh. And then when you uncovered your microphone and you started beating up the guy some more, and you couldn't keep a straight face because he started laughing, and you covered up the microphone again. But Carl, I could hear you laughing in the background.
All right.
You guys think I'm doing my job. This is what I do. I kick people in the ass so they can get up and they get stronger.
Well, can you kick me in my ass for this one question I got? The only question I got, you kill me, hit me with a ninja star, blow up the house, whatever the fuck you want to do. The only question is, I want to know how to press an issue against a magistrate who is siding with a member of the agency for want of prosecution. The agency is not pressing for prosecution.
Man, if you listen to that Patrick guy's call, he starts saying something about some magistrate or some judge or some bullshit, and I said to him, when I met him in Chicago, some basic and simple. I said, did you understand what they're doing now? He was like, what? I said, they're practicing law from the bench. Did you ask them? Why are you practicing law from the bench? Because his brother was on trial. And he said to him, you better take this claim out of the court. You better take it out of this case file. You better take it out of this. You better not bring this back into this building. And so what he was doing, the judge was doing, he was practicing law. He was like suggesting or telling the man how to defend himself or how not to defend himself. Are you trying to tell me how to or how not to defend myself? Are you practicing law on my behalf? Are you practicing law from the bench? Because I know a judge cannot practice law from the bench. That's not his job to practice law from the bench.
Right.
He can't do it. Once he becomes a judge, he can no longer practice law. So, like I said, there's a man in England. There's a man in England named Mo. He's doing an ass-kicking job. He does the same nonsense that I do to judges. The judge starts yelling. He's like, is there a reason why you're yelling? I'm standing right here. Does your microphone not work? You know, we're in a public setting, Your Honor. You know, this isn't private. You know, do you need a little time out? You failed your anger management classes. Is there a reason why you're yelling? I'm standing right here. You want to conduct yourself accordingly? We are in the public, you know. This is a public forum. You do know that.
Okay.
So, like I said, you got to know when you're the king, when you're in control, they really know. And then they, like I said, that guy Mo, he's got it. He knows what I'm doing to these effers. He knows that I'm flipping the court and I'm taking control.